Hello and welcome to the next video in this tutorial series, and in this video we will have a closer look at Reclaim. Reclaim is a pretty unique thing in Subcom. There are similar things in other RPGs but not that important. So it's basically that you can reclaim any building or wreck in this game with an engineer, with your ACU, with a technical drone, with your commander or whatever. And you gain mass from it. So that means you don't get mass from reclaiming buildings that are actually not that. So if you reclaim this building, you will gain no mass from it until it gets destroyed, and you actually reclaim the mass of the building and not the building itself. So I will speed this up a bit. As you can see, as soon as the building is destroyed, my mass goes up again, and it will give me back around 80% of my mass. And that's the first thing you should know about Reclaim. If you have a destructed building, then you can use this feature that you build something upon a destructed building and you get half of the building for free. So if I start on the rack of this, it will already have half the building built. So that's pretty nice, because if you reclaim buildings you only get the mass back but not the energy. But if you have enough energy and if you don't need the building right now, you should reclaim the rack and then build a building upon it. This is especially important if you have tech-free mass extractors, because if you have a destroyed tech-free mass extractor and just build a tech-1 mass extractor on it, the tech-1 mass extractor will gain half of its health. But the tech-1 mass extract is only like 16 mass, and tech-3 is like more than 2000. So you should reclaim the tech-3 mass extractor in every case and then build the tech-1 or build the tech-3 directly upon it. But do not build tech-1 mass extractors on the racks of tech-3 mass extractors. So at the very beginning of the game, your second or at least third engineer should go reclaiming. And the first thing you look for is big rocks, so like this. And if you have these big rocks, it's really worth to make this manual reclaim order and look for more big rocks, and you can really make a reclaim order for all big rocks as long as you can be sure that you can protect your engineer. And these big rocks can be about 100 to 250 mass. There are different big rocks. And the small rocks, there are small rocks with around 100 mass. Most of the small rocks are only like 20 or 40 mass, but it's really worth it. If you just reclaim all the rocks here, you probably gain like 2000 mass extra. Okay, it's basically it's lower, but it's really important. It's a huge advantage in the early game. A big mistake that is made with Reclaim is that many people are not able to spend the Reclaim and think, hey, they just upgrade mass extractors. But that's actually pretty bad. So if you play a map the first time and you see that you have to upgrade mass extractors in order to not waste mass, the next time just build more engineers at the start of the game, so you can spend the mass in factories. And as long as you do not play Setons or another turtle map, you should never use your Reclaim to instantly upgrade all your maxes, but build no factory, especially in 1v1. Yes, it might be different in 4v4, but definitely not in 1v1. The problem many new players have with Reclaim is it's really annoying if you have to click every single stone. So if you right click a stone and if you target correctly, you will automatically get the Reclaim, but if you click right next to it, you will get the move command. That's pretty annoying. So what you do is pressing the EK, and then you can just click around, and even if you click next to it, it doesn't matter. If you have the time to do that, that's the fastest way to reclaim stones, or yeah, I'm not sure for the forest actually, but it's the fastest way to reclaim stones. But often you won't have the time for that, so in this case the best option is to either use the patrol command to cover huge areas. Just set a patrol command and then the engineer will automatically move around and reclaim some stuff. The cool thing about the patrol command is actually that as long as you have mass, it will not reclaim anything. It will only reclaim if you don't have the mass, so you won't waste. Normally you shouldn't have full mass anyway, so it's not really important. And there is another possibility to reclaim, and most people consider this the more efficient way. It's the attack move again. I already said something about this when we had Selines. You press Alt and you click somewhere with movement command, and then the engineer will reclaim anything on its way. So it will go a bit aside its way, but basically you can say it reclaims within the build range and within that way, so it will reclaim anything from here to here. And the last very important thing about reclaim is actually a small bug, but it's really an accepted bug, so everybody does it, and it's officially allowed, so you don't have to feel bad if you do that. And it's that you give the factory an attack move. So by giving the factory an attack move, the engineer will move to the target position, and it will suddenly gain a huge boost on its reclaim range, so it can reclaim everything in that radius, and it's really fast with reclaiming. So if you have huge areas with forests, this is really the most efficient way, and whenever you can do this, you should do this. And if you see the area here is reclaimed, then you can use the normal attack move somewhere else and just set the factory somewhere else so it can reclaim somewhere else. The problematic and cool thing at the same time with this is actually that, you see, we can really burst up the range. I just reclaimed something here with an engineer that is standing here. And for example, if you build a factory at the front and you have a huge fight going on here and the commander's probably standing somewhere around there, you have actually your engineers in the second row, and that can reclaim everything that is there. So if you have huge reclaim faults, you can really afford to build a factory at the front and then use this attack move somewhere at the front, but behind your tanks, and then it will actually reclaim all the wrecks, and sometimes it even reclaims enemy tanks, and it actually outranges enemy tanks. It's a bit strange, but you will get used to it. And that's pretty much everything you have to know about reclaim. See you in the next video.